time for the main event!
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you like the content, hit the subscribe button, leave a like down below. About a week or two ago, I made a video on a game called Micro Titans Wrestling, a card battling wrestling game that has this really cool art style that got me to click on it. And I tried out the demo, and in response to that video, the developer reached out to me and he gave me a better build of the game. And I gotta say, he's onto something here. Now, it's not your typical wrestling game, so keep in mind before you get all mad in the comments down below, but it's something unique and different to the wrestling game space that I feel like there's plenty of room for. Like, we hardly have anything in the wrestling genre when it comes to wrestling games. Now, we have one major wrestling game, which is the WWE 2K game. So we got Ultra Pro Wrestling in the works. We got the Wrestling Code in the works. We got all these other wrestling games. Go check out my wrestling games coming in the year 2026, which seems like they've all been pushed out of this year. I do it at the beginning of every single year in hopes that they'll come out, but they always get delayed or something happens or the developer goes completely dark because they realize what is expected of a wrestling game, a modern day wrestling game, because they're always going to be compared, unfortunately, to 2K. But that being said, games like this, I think there's plenty of room for because there's nothing else like it. And I think that's cool because I like wrestling and I'm up for anything wrestling. So before you get all mad and like, it's not a wrestling game, blah, 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 have an open mind because there's a lot of fun to be had here. Anyway, that being said, there's a few pointers about the current state of the game that I want to go over that he sent me in this email. So let's get to that, and then we'll go check out the new build of the game because I tried it out before this video, and I gotta say, I'm there day one. I really like it. I think it's fun. It's not the best thing ever, but I had a blast. And that's rare for me in indie games. Anyway, let's get to it. All right, so he posted, here are a few pointers about the current state of the game. It's currently missing a tutorial in the build of the game he gave me. I removed the old tutorial and will eventually add a better version, but it's missing for now. Since you figured out the demo pretty quickly, I don't think you'll have a problem. Yeah, I pretty much figured it out right away. The basics are the same. Buy perks and card packs to boost your deck and demolish the increasingly difficult opponents. You now have a high spot deck. Over the course of the match, you build a high spot meter. Once this meter fills, a high spot card is dealt to your hand. They should be self-explanatory. They just do what they say on the card. The more you level up a high spot card, the better it is. So in my experience trying out the one match before this video, they're kind of like stat buffs. Like every high flying move does more damage. Every power move does more damage. Those are the ones I saw so far. And then there was one that made all moves do more damage. And it wasn't nothing major to start in that first match, but I'm guessing once you level it up, it'll do way more damage, if I'm understanding correctly. All right, he continues, perks can be ascended. This moves them out of your regular perk slots, freeing up a slot. Ascended perks cannot be sold or modified. They're with you for the entire run. Okay, that's cool. The pinfall game has changed so that you play both pinfall and kick-out version of the minigame. No more cheesy AI kicking out on on the 7th pinfall, just like I want to say a WrestleMania match, right? It's all under your control. And I did notice that you now have access to a mini game for pinning them, which I think is really cool. And the timing is much, much better. It was a little laggy in the demo. So the current build of the game, I was able to get the 1, 2, 3. It did take me 2 tries because I messed up the first time. That was on me, not the game. And I was able to pin him the second time. And the way that whole thing works is much, much better now. Then he continues. It says, the UI is undergoing a complete reskin over the next month and a half. I'm going for something over the top, heavy on the neon, just like the wrestling shows of the golden era. Dink Studios are doing the UI work. Cool. There's also a big audio pass underway at /audio. A lot of audio is missing. They're going to fill in the gaps and improve what is already there. I really dig the new music. He added some new tunes in this build of the game, and the music during the match is awesome. It reminds me of the old like SmackDown Here Comes the Pain game and the old wrestling games that had background music during the matches. It kind of reminds me of that. I signed a contract with Sheen Mooney last week to provide commentary for the game. You might hear a few test lines that he did on the character select and when a couple of cards are played. Now here's a few things about the developer of Micro Titans. It says the game has been in development in various forms over 6 years. They quit their full-time job or their full-time game dev job in December to work on this full-time. All self-funded and hope to release in early access in October. The licensed characters will be DLC purchases, so Hawk and Animal, the Demolition, all those wrestlers, the real wrestlers, are all going to be DLC purchases, but he has them unlocked for me in this build of the game so that I can show them off for you. They're going to be about $5 each. The reason for this is so that I can sell the game very cheap. He's thinking about maybe $10, and that's, for this game, that's perfect. I think $10, you can't complain, because you're getting a lot of fun stuff here for $10. If that is in fact the final price, that's fine. And then I'm sure there'll be a bundle on Steam, because people do this, where it's bundled with all the wrestlers together. So I think that's great. $10 for the base game, $5 for each wrestler. That's perfect. But there is one thing, and we'll talk about it before the end of the video, that has to eventually be added for it to really work out for him in his favor. So we'll talk about that here in a little bit. Anyway, meaning it's available to hopefully everyone. Licensed characters are paid a royalty from the DLC price. If I included everyone in the main game for free, then I would have to put the game's price up to something like $50. See, this is what Ultra Wrestling is also facing. I'd rather have people to be able to pick the wrestlers they want to play as and support their favorites by buying their DLC. The game is exactly the same with or without them, so it's totally up to the player. You will still face the licensed characters, you just have to buy them to play as them. Hopefully that makes sense. Myself and my business partner at Micro Titans are massive wrestling fans, primarily of the Golden Era and New Generation. Micro Titans Wrestling is essentially my love letter to the era that gave and still gives me so much joy. I want to transport like-minded people back to the good old days and give them a sweet hit of nostalgia. So he goes on to say that there are only 3 people making this game, they're completely self-funded, and they're self-published. So keep that in mind for your expectations for when the game finally releases. So, like I said earlier, I had a lot of fun with it. I can see myself definitely playing this quite a bit, especially if they get it on the Switch. If they can get this game on the Switch and the Switch 2, especially the Switch, because I don't think it'll be that demanding. There's 100 million user base on there, and there's not very many wrestling games to play on that system. If I was them, I would really focus on getting on the Switch first. Obviously, by default, it'll go to the Switch 2. They can have upgraded visuals or whatever. And then obviously the PlayStation 5 and then the Xbox. I feel like this would be really good on Xbox also, because if they make it Xbox Play Anywhere, then you can play it literally on any device you have, which is really cool. Obviously, it'll be on Steam. You can play it on any PC on Steam. You can probably play it on the Steam Deck if you can afford one now. Luckily, I got one before the price increase. Man, what a crazy time to be a gaming fan. But anyway, I will have footage of the current build of the game playing in the background. I just wanted to give you guys an idea of what's going on with this game. So without further ado, let's go check out the new version of the game and discuss. Alright, so here is the build of the game that the developer sent to me. Once again, big shout outs. Thank you for reaching out. Let's check this out, because I have a few things I want to tell the developer in this video, and I want your guys' thoughts in the comments down below after we play this here. So, we saw the characters in my last video, the baseline characters. For this video, we're going to focus on the DLC wrestlers, because he unlocked them for me for this build of the game so that I could show them to you. So, in this build of the game, we got Pete, Mark, Jake the Snake Roberts, Hacksaw Jim, British Bulldog, Dynamite Kid, Davey Boy Smith, Dynamite Kid, again, Bad News Brown, Adam Bomb. It's cool seeing him in this game also. He's going to be in Ultra Wrestling. I believe he's going to be in the Wrestling Code if those games ever release. Berserker, I love the gimmick. Santana, or Tito Santana, Mountie, Greg the Hammer Valentine, Animal, my favorite tag team right here, and Hawk. God, I wish they were in the 2K games. I would love to see 2K's super hyper-realistic versions of them, although the fans usually make them and they look just as good. Nails, Papa Shango, looks awesome. Godfather, a character that will never be in a 2K game ever again because of the premise of the gimmick. He's a pimp with hose. I would love for them to do like they did in No Mercy and have hose that you can unlock in the WWE shop. It was so funny. It's like you're in the WWE shop on No Mercy and it says Ho. I would die laughing when I saw that. Anyway, Axe, Smash, Barbarian, Warlord, Barbarian and Warlord, and then Fabulux, and then Raymond, Eddie Guerrero, the Blue Meanie. I love seeing Blue World Order representation in this game. Hopefully they get Stevie Richards and everybody else. And of course, Buff Bagwell. Nice. So for this video, we're going to use Animal. All right, so here is the setup screen. And what's cool about this is you can hire a manager with, gives you a little bit of stat buffs. And instead of having a straight out starting fee to hire them, they just take a fee of your earnings at the end of the match. So that's really cool. So they give you little bonuses to add more strategy to your playthrough. Then you got perks here, which are going through, I think they last through the whole run. And here are the perks in general. You got regain 1% health for every throw move played. That's pretty cool. Then we got 1.1x grapple from discarding impact move cards. Okay. And then 1.1x grapple from discarding aerial move cards. So there's a lot of strategy involved. I'm going to buy this one. And if you come in here, it shows your perks. So yeah, you can really... I feel like this is really good for the people that like the menus, or the, I don't want to say menus, but the stats, the bells and whistles, the gears of it all. If you like the gears and mechanics of games and wrestling, I feel like this is a really good take on that. Anyway, then we got moves, all your moves in here. Doomsday Device is in here. I'm going to close this. High spot cards are your cards that give you like a little buff, and once you have like a high spot meter during a match that fills up when you're playing, and once you fill it up, one of these cards will show up, and once you activate it, it gives you this buff, I want to say, for the rest of the match, which is really cool. So yeah, without further ado, let's go try out a match, and let's check out the new mechanics. So here's the new entrance. It's the same type of animation, little action figure animation going on here. I think it'd be funny if they walked like dink, dink, like when they made fun of the Network and Family Guy. Like, let's not make fun of the Network, Peter. What are they gonna do? Cut our budget? And he's like, That's pretty funny. Okay, I'm digging the new music. I think the music's awesome, and the art style of this is so unique because they're action figures. I love it. I just wish that the animations, that had animations better. So, and I'll show you what I'm talking about here in a second. All right, so chop. We're gonna discard this, and if you didn't watch my last video, this is like your stamina meter, and based off of these colored icons here, that's the level of card that you can play. So you got green is your low level, blue, orange, purple, red, and then yellow is your strongest cards. So if you wanted to, you could literally discard all your cards and fill up this meter. Since it's almost full, I'm going to use this one. I'll do an attack here. Ooh, and it gave me some health. Nice. Okay. That was that little bonus card I had. Boom. All right. Boom. And see, this is your high spot meter for every move you do. It fills it up. And then you get a perk. So you can end your turn right away if you don't want to use any of your cards and your grapple meter is full, and then it'll be a new set of cards. So we're going to discard this one. Ooh, I almost got a yellow. So we're going to use this purple card here. Boom. Okay, and then we're going to discard this one. Although it does have a bonus punch here. You know what? We're going to play it. We're going to play that card. Boom. Nice. Now, like I said in my last video, my biggest gripe with this game, because I really like the card combat, I really like the look of the game and all that kind of stuff, is the fact that they're just sitting there like old Pokemon games and not actually punching or kicking each other. It'd be really cool if you can get it to where, like, you play a card. I know they want it to be streamlined and you're going through a match, and you can have the option to turn it on or off, but I think it'd be cool if it, like, the camera, when you play a card, zoom out the camera a little bit, so that you can see the action figure's entirety, and just have them like come up and just punch him or something and then go back. Like kind of like an RPG. just having the cards spin and hit them in the face, I feel like it's going to turn a lot of people off. I feel like if you can get them, you don't have to go crazy with the animations, because I know you guys are only a 3-man team and there's not a lot of, time for that. But it'd be cool to just have them just walk up, punch them, have him fall against the ropes or something and hit the ground, just like a real action figure. So like literally you could have, I got my Mega Man here, I don't know if it'll show up in the green screen, but yeah, you can just have him like and then just stuff like that. I know, shout outs to Mega Man. But anyways, just stuff like that would go a long way in the final build of the game, in my opinion. And I think a lot of people in the comments were complaining about there's no animations and stuff like this. So if you guys could do that, like zoom out a little bit, have them do a little animations of hitting and kicking each other, I think people will be way more on board with this game than they are right now. So other than that, the card battling, everything else, chef's kiss. It's way more streamlined than it was. And I'm there day one. You just got to get that animation thing down. If you guys can get that in there, I think a lot more people would come check out the game. That's just honest, brutally honest feedback for you guys. Anyway, let's keep going here. All right, so this is a bonus. Here's the high spot card that I was talking about. So you play this, and it does take up some of your stamina, so keep that in mind. So we're going to discard these cards and try to get stronger cards for next time. I might use this one. Nah, we're gonna discard this one too. Okay, stronger cards next time. 10% damage. Oh, right in the face, man. Boink. Ugh. He did spin around there. I like that. They need to make contact though, because it's wrestling. That's what wrestling was. Ooh, power bomb. Here we go. Super strong card. Boom. Ooh, I hit him twice. Okay. And now I don't have enough for this one, but I wonder if I kill this one. Now let's do this one. Discard. And then I guess I'll have to discard. Wow, I wonder if it stays here when I end the turn. Let's try this out, because I want to check this out. Big damage. Okay, so it should stay there. Maybe I can kill other cards to use it. And they keep using all the low level cards, because it is the first match. Alright, so I might be able to get up there to use it. Ooh. Can I use it? I can use it. Sweet. Alright, so we're going to play this card. Boom. Nice. We're going to kill this one. See, I like the strategy involved. I think that's really cool. Again, you guys just need some animations, and I feel like you're there. Like, people will come check this out a lot more. Okay. Boom. And you guys got to get this on the Switch like as soon as possible. This is a perfect Switch game, playing on the go when you're on the bus or something, in my opinion. Ooh, here we go. Razzle Dazzle. Receive 50 credit for every signature move card in your hand. Ooh. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. All right. Pin, we're going to do... I don't have enough for that one yet. Discard. Ooh, I can do the red one now. You know, I kind of want to see what we get with okay, that's maxed. Let's see what I get with the next set of cards here, because we might get a super strong one. Boom. Okay. He's playing all the low level cards. I think it's funny. He is the first opponent. Darn, okay, I was hoping I'd get like the finishing move here, but alright, so let's use this. Boom. Okay. Then we're gonna kill this one. You know what? We're going to use this anyway. Screw it. Oh, okay. 10 damage. I'm doing a lot better this time than I was off camera, which is funny because I got down to like 100 hit points. And you do get more of a bonus, or should I say a payout, at the end of the match if you have more health, which is pretty cool. I like that little feature. Sorry I say pretty cool a lot. It shuts my brain. It gets my brain to go to the next sentence. Alright, so we're going to try this card. Okay. Suplex Rex. Darn. So let's discard this one. Ooh, wait, that gives me health back. Alright, so we're going to end turn. Keep that there. Alright, it looks like the damage boost is gone now. Boom. Okay. Ooh. Atomic drop. Increase critical by 10. Okay.
Excellent execution.
Oh, cool. He's got the what's his face with the announcing and stuff. So yeah, with the words and everything, that'll be pretty cool. I wonder if they'll have match commentary, like, with a tremendous haymaker, you know, stuff like that. Alright, Gutbuster. Discard this one. We're going to play this card. Boom, boom. Nice. Yeah, this is much more streamlined since he is the first opponent. If you watched the last video, I got my butt whooped by the first opponent because the difficulty was a little crazy. Yeah, they streamlined the difficulty for the first opponent anyway. The second opponent could easily just whoop me. Alright, so we got 20. Let's kill this one. We're going to do the 90 damage, I want to say. Yeah, let's do this one. Ooh. See, now he's down to 0 health. And now what you have to do is, you see this blue meter here. If you didn't watch the last video, this is your pin attempt meter. So you have to build up your stamina up to here to do it. I couldn't figure that out the first time I played it off camera. So I was like, why can't I pin him? So now he's dazed for a few seconds. And they can recover health. So you might have to injure them again or daze them again to get them to the dazed state. If that makes sense. Alright, so I should only have to kill this one. And I should be able to go for the pin attempt. Alright, now here's the new thing. I hope I don't screw this up while I'm recording here, because I screwed it up off camera the first time. 1, 2, 3. Yeah! Alright, I got a victory on camera. Okay, I'm very happy about that. So you see how much better it is than it was during that demo. They did streamline it. It works a lot better. And see, the manager fee I was talking about, they take a fee of your overall reward here. So based on your health, I'm guessing moves and stuff, like if you did your finishing move, you probably get better payout. And of course your manager fee. So that's really cool. There you have it. There is our look at Micro Titans Wrestling. Shoutouts again to the developer for sending me a better build of the game and reaching out. I'm there day one when the game comes out, especially if it's only $10. I understand the strategy for releasing the DLC separately, obviously, because then you don't have to give them the full game sales, like the portion of the game sales. This helps the developer retain the IP, retain sales of the game itself, and then if you want to buy a certain wrestler, they split the earnings, just like Ultra Pro Wrestling is doing. So I'm okay with that. Only major gripe, I think, for myself and a lot of the viewers in the comments down below that I noticed in the last video I made, is the animations. Having the card flip and hit him in the face turned off a lot of the commenters in my last video. If you can get it to where they're actually, like, you don't have to do perfect like suplex or body slam. Just make them act like action figures, like I demonstrated with the Mega Man controller holder. Just make the characters move rather than just sit there and pose. If you can get that in the game, I feel like a lot more people would be on board. Anyway, thank you for watching. Once again, shout outs to the developer for sending me the game. And as always, stay frosty.